Hey everyone, psychic117 here to talk about the latest news, or as I like to call it the geek news. Let's get it started. I have a bunch to talk about today that happened this week. First of all, for all my fellow comic book nerds, a new issue of the Fantastic Four came out this week, and it's not just any old regular Fantastic Four issue. It's a very special issue because one of the Fantastic Four dies. Yes, one of the Fantastic Four dies. Who you might think dies? I think everyone knows now then, but so I think I might say, but if you haven't read the comic book, what I'm about to say is a complete spoiler. If you have not read this, turn this off right now until you read the book, then come back. Okay? I'm about to say who dies. Okay? So turn it off if you haven't read it now. Okay, ready? One, two, three. The Human Torch dies in the new Fantastic Four comic. And when the comic was released in stores, it was put in this sort of bag, like a body bag, and in the cover it had the Fantastic Four logo, but instead of four, it had the number three. So I think Fantastic Three, someone is gonna die. Well, my thoughts. Well, at first when I heard that this issue was coming out and someone was gonna die, my first two guesses were gonna be either Human Torch or Susan Storm, because I don't think they would kill off Mr. Fantastic. I mean, and also I don't think they would have killed off Ding, because it's Ding. I mean, he's freaking awesome. But I'm not saying that the other characters are like, they're all good. But my money was on Human Torch and Invisible Woman, and I got one right with Johnny Storm. And it was a pretty, and it wasn't just like, oh, he dies. It was a pretty epic death. You know, it was a very honorable death. He sacrifices himself for the team, and it was awesome. The way he just sacrificed himself for the rest of the team, because Johnny is known for being like the go with the flow kind of awesome cool guy, not caring the world, all that stuff. But I think this is a good way for him to go if he really does go, because if you read Marvel comics, you know that Marvel's been known for killing off characters and bringing them back in some way, which I think they're gonna do this. They're gonna do that with Fantastic Four, and I hope they don't, because I just think they should just leave a character dead. If they're gonna decide to kill him off, then fine. But yes, that's so. The new Fantastic Four, Human Torch dies, and I don't know what's next for the Fantastic Four, or should I say the Fantastic Three. Okay, moving on. Now for video game news. Yes, a big week in video games today. First of all, let me start off with the obvious. Dead Space 2. Yes, the game we all been waiting for since we saw it at E3 last year. First of all, at first I wasn't a big. I didn't play Dead Space, the first one, but once I saw Dead Space 2, the trailer, the demo, the gameplay trailer, I thought it was freaking awesome. It was just awesome. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. That's how great the game is, and then it got me completely hooked on Dead Space, and I couldn't wait for number two to come out. I mean, I haven't played Dead Space 2 yet, uh, so I don't. So I don't know a lot what happens in Dead Space 2, but I played the Dead Space 2 demo, and I think from the demo it's kick ass. I mean, at first I was having a little trouble with it, but I got it. But I got the controls, I got everything, and let me just say, I love killing necromorphs. And not only is this game fun as a shooter, it's fun as a scary game. I mean, there were some points where I almost shit my pants. I mean, I seriously, God, this game is has everything. It has blood, guts, gore, action, friggin' scare the crap out of you moments. It has everything. Dead Space 2 is awesome. I can't wait to play the game. It's Dead Space 2. And for all of you people who went to the midnight launch of Dead Space 2, you guys are freaking lucky, and I hope all of you enjoy the game. And I can't wait for me to play it. I just want to talk to it for a while. And also, there's a Dead Space game for the iPad, and it set the stage for Dead Space 2. It was sort of like a prequel to Dead Space 2. Well, I thought it was more of a prologue. It sets the stage for Dead Space 2. I haven't played it yet, but I seen the gameplay footage for the iPad, and it's I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, just letting you know about the Dead Space game for the iPad. I know that most of the games for the iPad or iPod Touch are pretty crappy, but this one actually looks pretty good, pretty decent. I thought you should check that out. So yeah, Dead Space 2. Can't wait to play it, and I hope it rocks. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, the big for me, the biggest news of the week: Sony and PlayStation have announced the new PSP, the MGP. I think I said that wrong. The MGP, aka the PSP2. So the MGP or the PSP2, I seen pictures of it. I saw a video, the trailer for it, for the release trailer for the PSP2, and I thought that it looked pretty good. It didn't get me completely psyched because I'm not just gonna get psyched over one trailer. I really gotta know more about stuff instead of just like, oh, I can't wait. But for me, it looked pretty decent. Um, and and this PSP, it has a touch screen now, and I think that's the big thing in gaming now. The touch screen, like the new 3DS, which I'll talk about later. And so this new PSP has a touch screen. It just been released this week. I actually think it looks pretty decent. I'm not too excited about it until I know more to release more info. But I've seen pictures and of it and everything, how it looks, and I think right now it looks pretty decent. And in the release conference that they had, people took videos from their with their I think it's an iPod or I think with their phones or whatever, because because they didn't allow cameras for the event, so people just took like camera videos with their cameras. So there's a bunch of those on YouTube, I think, and and then there were a bunch of them, and then they in the release conference, they said that a lot of games. I don't know if they said this, but I think a lot of games from the PS3 or the PSP are coming, like for the PSP2. I mean, they even showed the one of the demos for the PSP, Uncharted, which I thought, what? I thought it was only for PS3. But they showed a demo, the gameplay demo for that for Uncharted coming for the PSP2 or the MGP, and I thought it looked awesome. The way the graphics look, it actually looked like you were playing it on the PlayStation 3. But I don't know if they're actually gonna release that officially. I don't know if that's the final, like, yeah, we're releasing Uncharted for the PSP, but I don't know that for sure. But um, I certainly do hope so because I'm a big fan of Uncharted. And in my opinion, I hope that the PSP2 does good. and I don't know when they're gonna release it. I think maybe the holidays, or I think they just might release it in February or March to compete with Nintendo's own handheld, the 3DS, which is coming out in March. I think March 27th, and they also released gameplay footage for that for games. The games Resident Evil, Zelda, what else? Um, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, and I saw the footage and the graphics. They look pretty good. You know, um, I mean, in all, I don't. I mean, I have to buy it up close to see if the 3D is really awesome. But from the video side of view, it looks pretty decent. And I'm not sure if I'm not going to be one of those people that goes out on the first day it comes out and just buy it. And just play all day. I don't know about that. But my view looks pretty cool. I mean, um, the Zelda game looked pretty cool, and I think it's the old version of Zelda, which I think looked cool. It was pretty awesome, and so kind of might be interesting what happens between um, the PSP2 and the 3DS. And I don't know how much they're gonna put the price on for the MGP or the PSP2 or the 3DS. But I think that I think they might release the price for the 3DS. I just don't know. I think it's gonna be around the 200 mark. I don't know about I don't know about the MGP though. The PlayStation Portable 2. I think it might be around 300, 300, 200. I don't know. Um, so might be very interesting to see what happens between these two uh, companies. See who takes the award for best handheld system. Just to see what happens. I just want to see what happens, and in my opinion, I love PS3 games, PlayStation games in particular. I also love the Nintendo games, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. So yeah, that's all for current geek news this week. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, like, and tell me what you think down in the comments. And I'll see you all soon with my next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.